I'm recording. I'm in recording. All right.
Yeah.
So, we are going to make some mango butter soap. The soap recipe, I put it inside the chat, but I also put it in the Patreon and I fixed it because I thought I put it in there last night, but I ain't put it in there. It was something from Photo Room in there, and it wasn't what I thought it was. So
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah, and I messed up, so I just re-put it in there just now. But we're gonna make some mango butter soap. Now, this is like a baby soap. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I really don't be using mango butter and stuff like that because of the price. But because it's a baby soap, and that's the way I'm gonna label it, it's fine. I mean, you're just gonna have to pay the money for it because it's not gonna be $5 at all. You're not about to get that for cheap. So be prepared to pay. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, anyway, okay, so they do this 50-50 live solution thing. I don't do that yet. So what I normally do is now, because I don't feel like waiting on my stuff to cool down, my way of making soap now is to bam. And I'm going to use some ice cubes and some lye. And then I put my soft oils inside of a pail. And then I put my hard oils inside of like something like this. And I melt these down and I leave the soft oils. That way when I mix it together, it won't be as hot because I don't want to heat everything up. So I don't want to heat anything up. I mean, just the mango butter and the coconut oil I'm gonna heat up, but that's it, nothing else. That's it. And that way it can stay cool and I don't have like real high temperatures. So what I do, guys, every time I make soap, I always put my soap in the freezer every single time because I don't know, it just, for some reason, it just seemed like it'd be picking on me and it want to heat up. And I'd be like, dang, I thought it wasn't going to heat up. I thought everything was good. And it just seemed like we just be in a bad relationship with the dang on lye and so I just put it in the freezer and I'm used to that. Now, if you don't put it in the freezer and the heat up, y'all, it'll go through that heat like phase where it just kind of make that circle in the middle, like it'll be like real hot. Sometimes I'll cover it with a towel just to let it continue to heat up and go through the gel phase. But if you do it and you pop it in the freezer, when you see it going through that gel phase, it's gonna have that circle in the middle. So it's just best, like if I see it going through the gel phase, I just let it just rock out. Just let it go through the gel phase, catch it on the flip side. That's it. You just gonna have to let it go. But put a towel over top of it but monitor it because if it's too hot, that towel causes a volcano to erupt and that's when it's turning into hot process soap. So I put a towel over it and then I take the towel off, I put it over, I take it off. Like I make sure I keep it cool. Like don't let it get too hot. Another thing is people who soaping for the first time, make sure you soaping at 95 degrees or lower or something like that. Like you can go to 100, but it's best to stay under 100 because more than likely when you start adding everything together, it's going to get up to 100 and it's better to soap cooler than hotter. Yeah, it's better, way better. So somebody tell me how much water I'm gonna need.
Oh, on your thing.
It's in the chat.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Did you have you ever used the force to gel phase 2 where you put it in the oven at 170?
No, I don't like gel phase. I think it's ugly. And I think it gets rid of my fragrance a little bit more too, because all of that heat may make my fragrance go away. So I don't like it. I be trying to avoid it. So I just rather put it in the freezer. Right after I make it, I'm gonna put it in the freezer.
I can't see it.
Look here. Water is a percent. Why?
34 ounces. Total oil weight is 34. Water as percent of oil weight, 25.56. I don't understand this.
Your lye and your water. Okay, so that 9.71 you're cutting that number in half. Well, your lye is 4.78. So 4.78 of that 9.71 is what you're going to use to make your 50/50. And then whatever is left from that, the 9.71 minus the 4.78 is going to be your water that you add to your 50/50.
So you just mixing it fresh, right?
Yeah.
Or she going 50/50.
But that's how you're going to get your number after. I mean, if you're using a 50/50 blend.
All right. 9.71 ounces, right?
Is your total water weight or liquid weight, I should say.
And then for the person who said they can't understand that, you're gonna have to, 'cause that's gonna be, if you're gonna make soap, you're gonna need to use that calculator. Because
Yeah,
go and get a recipe and you don't know,
9.7 and 1.
why is the soap calculator important? Why is
Yeah,
it?
9.7
So that you're not too lye heavy.
4.75 of 4.78.
Yeah, lie's 4.78.
What's that now?
I was scared of
Okay.
soap calc when I first started.
I
Once you get comfortable with it, then you start wanting to start to formulate. You get
No, I
just gotta keep educating yourself with videos and stuff, and then just play with it yourself. Like go on there and put percentages in and whatnot, and try to look at it that way, because it looks intimidating when you first start. Like
All right, 9 point what, water?
9.71.
I tried it and it just didn't work out. It was not coming out to 100. I don't know. I don't know.
You have to put the numbers, and then you have to read your hardness numbers, your cleansing numbers. What it is just a lot. Watch a lot of educational videos with and read about it and what all the numbers mean and
It's
stuff.
not hard. It's not hard. You just got it like this. You just gotta really educate yourself on what the numbers mean, things like that.
Yeah, the super fat, you gotta pick if it's 5% or 8% or I don't know.
Well, it defaults to 5% most of the time for soap calc. For that, it defaults to 5. I mean, between 5 and 7% is fine. Anything after that, I think is a little excessive. But I guess it depends on what you're doing. Now I've heard one girl. I heard one girl. I was in another group, and she was like, "Your super fat is supposed to be half of your cleansing number." Which I was like, is that some kind of rule? Because I ain't never heard that. And she claims it makes your soap more moist.
And that's funny that you said that, because I was just talking to Diamond earlier, and I told her I was going my next formula. I'm changing my formula on my cleansing number, because even I think my cleansing number right now is at 14, and I want to make it 12 or lower, because I feel like it's still just a little too harsh, even with all my with my tallow and I have my kaolin clay, I have all my goat's milk. I still felt like that number for my skin anyway was still a little bit too cleansing. Like,
yeah, I
still
keep
good, but
I keep my coconut oil. I keep my coconut oil. My cleansing number around 14.
Yeah.
Because I don't like
my skin. I am diabetic, so that's probably why.
I don't. No, like she said, she told me, she was like, if you just increase your super fat to a half of what your cleansing is, it'll make for a more gentle bar. I haven't personally tried it, so
yeah, I thought about raising mine to 7 or 8%. That's what I was thinking, so that I can keep numbers, but raise my super.
After I add the ice to it, is at the temperature is at about 82, y'all.
Oh, that's okay. Perfect.
Yeah, so that keeps it to where so I don't have to like do all the extra stuff. And so listen, y'all, I'm not using no water that's like distilled. I'm just gonna tell y'all, I'm using the ice from the refrigerator. Like, you know how the refrigerators be making the ice with the filtered water? That's what I'm using right now. Because I'm just not going through it. I don't want to do it. So,
She said she's not going through it. All
yeah,
right.
I don't wanna wait. I had stuff sitting out. I had some soap on the stove earlier, and my baby has been learning how to just like kind of get to the stove. And she got to the stove and she took my lye soap and she started rubbing it in her hair like hair grease.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, so I'll be like, I don't even like to leave the lye sitting out no more because I'm like, you never know. Like baby's just like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get. Um, How can I get? Can y'all tell me how much mango you use?
5.10 ounces.
All right. And all right, so let me get the coconut oil first.
Not 9.18.
All right.
Well,
So
you already did your olive oil?
yeah, I got that already poured out. I don't gotta heat that up. I gotta heat this up though.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so 9.18 ounces of this coconut oil.
Yep. I misunderstood you earlier when you was asking me about the water and the lye. I thought you was talking about if you was going to use a 50-50 for that. That's why I was explaining it like that.
Yeah, I thought you was teaching, so I just shut up.
So with your now, just with your 50-50, because now I want to make sure because when you do your 50-50,
Mm-hmm.
you double your lye, right?
No.
So when you make your 50-50, and this is how I do it.
One more time. How much mango butter?
Mango butter is
5.10.
5.10.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
So what I do, you probably doing the same thing I'm doing. So I make my 50-50 solution, and then what I do is I pour off double whatever it tells me the lye is. So let's say, for example, if I had 50-50 and it tells me that I needed 4.78 ounces of lye, I would times that by 2, and that's what would come out of my 50-50.
Yeah, because you only got, wait a minute.
That's what would come out of my 50-50. And then I would subtract the 9.71 from the 4.78 to get my additional liquid.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not adding more of your lye. You're just using yeah. I'm confused.
So yeah, so right. So no, so the 50-50, so you have 50%, you have 50% water, however big your batch is. Sometimes
Right.
I do 32 ounces of water and 32 ounces of lye because I make
Right,
mine.
that's what I do. I do the whatever the amount is of my lye. That's
Right.
how much water I put in.
Right, and then when I get ready to use it, I run my
Yeah.
recipe through SoapCalc and I double the lye amount that it tells me, and I pour that on my 50-50 out of my 50-50 bucket. And then I take the water amount and subtract it from the original lye amount, and that gives me my extra liquid.
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I take that.
Right. Well, let me turn this off.
I've only done it a few times. That's why I was like, hold on. And my thought process is not that great today. My blood sugar is acting up. So I was like, hold on.
Yeah.
What?
Did you say you double your lye? I thought it was equal parts. 50-50 is equal parts of water and lye. And then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing your calculation for your soap, you take that extra. Why would you double it up? I'm just confused about that part.
Because you're okay. So, and I'm gonna tell you how to. So okay, so you have, because you already have, you have 1 part water, 1 part lye into in the solution, right? Trying to figure out how to explain it. And when you run your numbers through the soap calculator, it's only going to give you the number in soap calc is only gonna give you,
Full constant, like not half.
not half.
It's going to give you only full lye concentration.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you run your recipe through soap calc, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because you're looking at your total water, you're looking at you have to look at it as you have to look at the water and the lye solution together versus separately, kinda, right? So let's say for example in this recipe, the total amount of liquid or total amount of lye and water that she needs is, what's that number?
She's using 2.03 to 1.
So the total amount of, right, so it doesn't matter what your ratio is, it's still
Gotcha.
it's still all the same.
Gotcha.
So you're looking at, so the total amount that she needs in liquid, and that means if lye and water is going to be, my numbers here. And it took me a minute to get this. So the total amount of liquid she needs to make her recipe is 4.49, right? If you have a 50-50 lye solution, you only have 1 part water and 1 part lye. So you have to add, you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Add that, you have to double the lye amount, the water lye, so you have to double that lye amount.
Y'all, I'm walking out on faith with this.
To get this.
Oh,
additional.
stack.
Yeah, this Johnson & Johnson bedtime and bath. I'm walking on faith with it.
So you have to get that, you have to, if you don't double that solution, then you're not gonna have the right amount of water for your recipe, right amount of solution for your recipe.
No, I'm good. I'm not doing 50-50. It's okay.
It really isn't that bad.
It is bad. And I don't even understand this cow, what is it called? Soap cow?
So if you follow this formula, I promise you, you cannot mess this up. Run your recipe through soap calculator. When you already got your 50-50 solution made, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I got this on record, so this is gonna be, if she not even, understanding, she can come back and watch it later, and somebody else gonna wanna listen to this too, so.
Right.
Yeah.
So you double the amount, you look at your recipe, you double the amount of lye that it tells you in your recipe. You times that by 2. Okay. So in this case, it would be 4.78 times 2.
Okay.
Times 2. That would give you 9.56. Okay. You're going to pour 9.56 out of that 50-50 solution. Okay.
Okay.
Then you're going to take the original water amount that it calls for, and you're going to subtract it from the original lye amount.
Okay, repeat the last part again.
Okay, you're going to take the original water amount that your recipe calls for, which is 9.71, and you're going to subtract it from your original lye amount, which is the 4.78. That gives you 4.93, right?
Yeah.
So 4.78 times 2 is 9.56.
And
if you add 4.93, 4.93, that gives you what, 4.49? So if you add those two numbers together, it's going to be the same thing.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, I got to the first part and then the ending. Okay, I just need to listen to this over and over again.
And there is a good video. I can't find the video, but I may be able to find it and link it. And if you Google 50-50 lye solution, it's an older video, but there's a Black girl on there that she explains it really well. It took me a minute to get it. Because I was watching a newer lady
lady, and she didn't say all this. She just said, do your 50-50 lye solution, and then you add your water, whatever the water amount that you're
Now
losing.
you can honestly, but you ain't there yet. You do not the least amount of water you need to make soap is 1-to-1.
Yep.
So you can literally make soap with that 50-50 solution and not add any extra water.
Okay.
But that's an advanced technique.
Let me say this
Oh.
really quick, and then I'm gonna go on mute, but
So
this,
let me-
I put my mango butter and stuff in here. I put all that in here and I got my oils in here. So I'm gonna mix these two together just so it don't be as hot, but it's still gonna be a little warm. So, won't be like scorching hot, but it'll be like it's 121, but this is cold right here. I'm gonna put it in the freezer, so it'll be fine.
Are you adding fragrance to that?
Huh? Say that again?
Are you adding fragrance to that?
Yes, I got this,
Are you adding fragrance to that?
yeah, I got the Johnson and Johnson. So
Okay.
we gonna walk on faith today.
Oh, the lavender chamomile.
No, the bedtime and bath. I got a lot of these little bottles from a while ago, and I was like, let me.
Yeah, that's the bedtime bath is a lavender chamomile.
Yeah, well, we gonna walk on faith and see how, and see if it go crazy.
My favorite one to use when my babies were babies.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put all that in, but I just want to let you guys know, I'm gonna stay on here for a little bit, but I got homework to do so I'm gonna get off at a certain time, but I'm about to go grab my phone charger, but I'm gonna mix this together. That's all I'm gonna do is mix this together, stick blend it, put it inside of the mold. But I'm about to go back on mute because y'all talking real good and I don't want to miss the sermon, okay? I'm gonna mix this together.
And you adding colorant?
No, it's a baby soap, so I'm gonna just leave it basic. I don't think that this chamomile thing got vanillin in it at all. It doesn't smell like it do. Smell like it's just lavender and like she said, chamomile. So hopefully it's no coloring.
Okay.
And my baby bars that I used when I bought those Johnson and Johnson bars, because I didn't buy the wash when mine were little. That I bought the bars because I liked them better. They was just white bars, so.
Is there like an age limit? Does it matter like
I
how
used to wash with it. I could lie.
Well, when it came down to babies, I never used nothing but my own soap on my babies. Newborn, whatever. That's what got me into business was, my kids. I didn't want to use Johnson and Johnson. So we use cold process, high process soap the moment they come out the womb.
Okay. I'm curious because I have a girlfriend who's getting ready to have a baby, so I like this
Oh,
recipe.
you'll have to make her some of this for her baby.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
I thought you meant like we use it to wash. I could lie. I ran out my
Baby shower was coming up on the 29th, so I can probably make it tomorrow.
Yeah, because by the time she has the baby, it'll be done being cured.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wrap it in some little tea.
I actually have some cute little
Organza bags.
organza bags. I've got some baby like some
Aw, with those little rattles and stuff on them. That's gonna be cute.
Diamond, I have a question for you. If she could hear me.
I can hear you.
Okay, I made the coffee soap, and you said that if it gets hot, my soap is still hot, and I put a towel over it.
What do you mean hot?
Like it's still hot on the mold, inside the mold.
Oh, is it cold process?
Yeah.
Oh, you can slap it in the freezer, but if it's translucent a little bit, then you just gonna have to let it go through the gel phase.
The top part is white,
Mine cracked.
and it has holes in it.
Yeah, mine had just a little crack down the middle.
I don't have any cracks. It just looks kind of faded.
Mm.
But it cooled down now. I took the towel off.
Just the towels to keep the heat in. So if it's too hot, just keep the towel off.
Oh.
like I said, it's really all your preference. Some people like to force gel phase, some people don't. I mean, I don't. To me, it don't make no difference. It's
I
so
tried it. I didn't really see much of a difference either. Besides color wise, it does help with the color.
it helps keep the colors a little bit brighter, but I don't feel like it's made a difference. I don't think people care either way.
My color do not look brighter. It look ashy.
I just thought it was easy because I just turned the oven to 170 and I popped it in and I took it out the next morning because you turn the oven to 170, turn the oven off, and you just leave it in overnight, call it a day.
You probably got soda ash. You can steam that off, but that's just an aesthetic thing.
Yep.
What do? You steam it off?
Yeah. You have a fabric steamer, like a handheld fabric steamer, or if you just have a iron that has the steam option, I guess might work too.
Yeah, you can use a handheld steamer to get the soda ash off.
Oh,
But-
okay. Oh, good. Okay, thank
Oh,
you.
and
Y'all pray for me, pray for me. I just added the fragrance.
Also, as you get more advanced, you can
Yep, and it's getting thick already.
2-to-1 is a good beginner like recipe to start with. It's easy, but
Which one?
like your 2-to-1 ratio as far as your water lye solution is good for beginners because it gives you more working time. But as you get more advanced,
you'll go down to like a 1.7.
you'll go down to like you'll learn how to reduce the water amount.
That's what I did with my last.
So you gotta
I-
put that on the soap count that you put 2-to-1 ratio, right?
So when you go to soap calc, you
Mhm.
want to look at your water. You're gonna look at your water. You're gonna go click the one that says water lye ratio, and you're gonna put 2.
Y'all, it smells
You're gonna
so
put-
good. This Johnson & Johnson smells delightful.
I know it makes the
Did you-
baby easy. I mean, helps them sleep too. Because I used to use that wash and the lotion.
I need to know where that came from.
This
Aztec.
came
Later.
from Aztec.
Okay. So when you go to soap calc, you're gonna under your water lye solution, you're gonna click the water lye button. And you're gonna put in 2-to-1.
Okay, I see it now.
2:1.
Diamond,
Okay.
Johnson and Johnson, what is that? What is called Johnson and Johnson?
Bedtime
Okay,
bath, J&J type.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're gonna put in 2-to-1.
But
And
listen, go see if Maple Street got it, because pretty much everybody sell it.
Yeah.
Okay,
They got the coupon for 15% off today. That's why I'm telling you, Maple Street.
yeah, I've been on there.
And their shipping is gonna be cheaper. Because they got the flat rate.
Yeah. Another person that, I would check other people than ask that, because they ain't got no sales. They don't be having no sales like that.
So yeah, once you get better, you realize you don't need all that water. For
The porridge, y'all, is kind of thick now. It's getting thick as heck.
Yep, I see.
You gotta move a little bit quicker.
You're gonna have to scoop it in.
Susie, are you using are you spraying with the isopropyl alcohol?
No, I'm not.
Get you a little bottle of the 90% or 99% isopropyl alcohol from Walmart, like the Equate brand, and spray that on your soap after you pour it. Okay,
Okay, I will.
that'll help prevent soda ash, and it helps. It just helps in general.
Okay, got you.
I don't mind a little ashy soap. It's gonna wash off. It'll be all right.
I know. I just always have a bottle of it, so I just go ahead and just spray it because I use
This what happened to my soap. That's how it looks now.
the gel. Yeah, it's got.
Look like hot press soap.
Yeah, this is the hot press soap. This is the one I
Oh,
was talking
okay.
about that messed up. It's still soft. You see, it's breaking apart.
I think it's because you added all them extra oils and
You
And
did
water.
sold on yourself. You said what you did in the end.
Yep, messed it up.
Yep, that's what you did.
Can I still use it?
You can. It'll work.
You just use it for personal because it's gonna melt quicker. I mean, it's not gonna last long.
what happened. Let me tell you what happened. You added the extra water and the extra oils, and the lye did not calculate for because you added them extra oils and the extra water, your lye solution was based on your original recipe. So those extra oils didn't get saponified. It's just extra liquid. It's just extra oils floating on top of the soap. So that's what happened.
All right, Diamond, I got a question. How long do you let your soap cure?
I let mine cure for about 3 weeks.
Said 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Okay.
Yeah. 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm like you. I'm at 3 weeks, and then I'm putting it in I'm bagging it up, and then we gonna go with it.
And I noticed that when we lower the water ratio, it cures quicker too. So that 3 weeks is a perfect amount of time when you use the lower water percentage.
Y'all, I had to bang it on the floor because it got that thick.
I seen it.
Well, how would you know it's ready? I'm kind of scared.
It's
So,
not about it being ready. You can use it safely within 48 hours.
But that's hot process, not cold process.
No, even cold process, it's going to be better and it's going to harden the bar. You want the bar to harden so that it lasts longer.
so
Just
there's
a hardening of the bar and evaporation of the water that you're waiting on.
so there's a lot of misinformation out there. People talk about curing soap, and that's what Jessica said. You can use soap within 48 hours after you make it. If your numbers are right and everything is right, you can use a bar of soap within 48 hours. Now, it ain't gonna last long in the shower, but it's not gonna hurt you.
I think it's still, and I find it to be a little bit harsher still in the 48 hours because that's when I test my little, my end piece or whatever.
Yeah. When they're talking about curing the soap, all they're saying is, when they talk about curing, that basically means you're putting it on a shelf and you letting all that extra water evaporate out of the soap.
So that you have a long lasting bar and your customers aren't, they're like, okay, why'd this bar only last me like 2 weeks and it could be lasting a month?
Right.
Okay, I made some soap on the 4th of February. Is it ready?
You made it on the 4th of February?
Yeah.
I
You
would
know, you really want to know, you can weigh your bars. You can weigh your bars once you take them out. If you really want to be specific, because every bar is different.
Yeah.
Every recipe is different. So for me, I might cure my soaps for 3 weeks and they're good to go. Depends on how much water you use. But it's still gonna lose weight. If you're selling it, you want to be able to get like an accurate weight. Now I put approximate weights on my bars because the soap is probably gonna continue to shrink a little bit. But for me, it really depends on your water amount. 2 to 1 is a lot of water to me, but it's a good starter. It's good for beginners.
It's the safe zone for people that are just starting. That's why I finally just got down to lowering mine to like the 1.8 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just because you get comfortable with the process.
Right.
Comfortable with the process, you're good to go.
But 3 weeks, if you made it on the 4th of February,
yes.
Are you selling it or you just want to use it?
Huh?
Are you selling it or you want to use it?
No, I'm not selling it.
Yeah, you can use it. Because you can use it. It's been almost 2.5 weeks. You can use it. Yep. I literally have bars because sometimes I lather test on my soap. Sometimes if I cut it, if I have like a small like end piece, if I cut my soap and I have a small end piece, I mean I'll do a lather test.
Oh yeah, I did that too, and I had a piece that lasted a long time too, just a little piece.
Yeah. So
and it was on like a week after.
Yeah. So
Diamond, where'd you take your loaf to? He disappeared and came back with it.
Oh, that's cute, Diamond.
It just my phone died, so I just. But that once you put that fragrance in, y'all gotta move quick with that fragrance.
Yes. So let's not use Aztecs.
Yeah, I don't think it's I think it's gonna be the same for everybody, cause it got like chamomile is the floral.
Oh
Yeah.
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 So you think if you had let the light, I mean not let the oil get cooler?
I think it's the fragrance because camel florals tend to accelerate.
You just gotta know that you're gonna need to just move quickly, and you're not gonna be a heavy design one, which you're not
Put
gonna.
it in the freezer.
Yeah. Floral, any kind of floral fragrance will tend to accelerate your soap.
Any kind of what?
Like fragrances that are heavy, like floral fragrances,
Oh, okay.
they tend to speed up trace really quickly. So, but like Jessica said, you just that comes from reading the notes on the website, what the notes say. Um, when you bought the if you go buy a fragrance oil that says it's for soap and they can't tell you, they don't give you no notes,
And it's not for soap.
it ain't for soap.
I learned that one time with the DKNY cashmere mist.
So I get glasses and stuff.
Yeah, it
Soon
ain't
as I
for soap.
put that fragrance in that batter, I didn't even get to stir the fragrance.
Mm.
I was scooping and pushing, scooping and pushing. I was like, and the only reason I worked hard at it is because it was for my grandma for Christmas. I said this is the only time she get this soap, so this whole loaf about to be hers.
And sometimes, even like I said, sometimes even the testing notes, you just never know what you're gonna get once you add that fragrance. Because the peach nectar from Maple Street says it doesn't accept from Midwest says it doesn't accelerate. Well, somebody lied, because when I tell you I was fighting for my life trying to make that soap, it was a whole hot mess. Where I got one poured, I tried to go pour the second one, and it was all I could do.
It's funny when we do that too, because I know I probably look like a mad crazy person when I was trying to scoop and push. I said no. It was hardening in my hand. I said nope, this is working. This stuff, I ain't about to waste this whole
Yeah.
loaf.
Let me tell you.
Right. I ain't gonna
And
waste
so,
nothing. I'm gonna use it anyway.
listen,
I was scooping, pushing, and crevices and everything.
I had a whole design plan. We were gonna do a nice little hanger swirl, and yeah, yeah.
Not
And
today.
then I had one soap that smelled so good. It was a mango coconut milk. That's the ugliest soap I ever made in my life because I was trying to color it and color swirl, and I tell you what, the fragrances, Mom.
Yeah, it was a mess. When I tell you that video,
But I was like, I'm not selling this ugly soap.
when I tell you I'm about to listen, I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it. I don't know what I'm gonna call her. I don't know.
Everybody I gave a bar of my ugly soap to said, "Why are you not selling it?" I said, "Because it's ugly." They was like, "So it smells good." I was like, I'm not selling it. I'll give it away, but I ain't selling it. But I could have just called it the ugly duckling and made it a thing.
So yes, it's a whole hot mess. I've been in here trying to batch out my oils and butters for do a batch of like get my stuff prepped for tomorrow. I got my bonnet on, so I'm talking about.
You want to know what I'm about to try to make, April? Some donut wax, or not wax melts. My goodness, I got wax on the brain. I'm making some realistic donut soap
Oh,
with the molds.
That'll soak.
I went down a rabbit hole.
I have those donut molds. Yes.
With soap.
Yeah.
Jessica?
Yeah. I was gonna do that for my I was gonna do that for Christmas. I didn't do it. Yeah. Anyway. So now listen. Get this video off.